There are too many games on Steam. What's Valve's solution? Seasonal week-long events called NextFests. Now, NextFests highlight thousands of upcoming games organized by interest, genre, subgenre, tag, you name it. Find those games tailor-made for you or be ahead of the curve of the next zeitgeist game like Cult of the Lamb or Neon White. And that's all amongst the hundreds of acid flip nonsense titles that will also release on Steam. Crap. There are too many demos on Steam Next Fest. My solution: put out a video to highlight and boost interesting games I played in that span. Now, before I barrel down this list in particular, I must make it clear about why this game or that one didn't get in the list. You know, demo omissions, and they follow 3 of the following categories that I set up myself. Number 1, time. There's simply not enough for every single demo within a week and to later make a video of it. Now, number 2, priority. See above. The game did not hold an interest at all for me from trailers and keywords, various screenshots. I'm sorry. And then finally, number 3, I just didn't see any potential or quality after trying the demo. Have you seen the Steam library and the reason why there's so many games being released on there? You would understand completely. Now into the actual categorization of the demo tiers and my ratings. I did it into about 5 tiers here. So I got trash, gimmick, solid, buried treasure, and gem. Elaboration of each tier will be done once we reach the tier, but I would say it's fairly self-explanatory here. Now, first up, let's get to the trash tier. You know, garbage to play and also look at. 14 demos made this list, and not worth platforming or highlighting. That's pretty much it. Moving on. Onto gimmick tier. No frills or jokey one-note game. That's really it. There's nothing too exciting about it besides they do one thing and do it pretty decently, or it'll last about 30 minutes or so. There's about like 4 demos that made this list, so let's start with game 1. Drunk Relapse. So it's basically Drunk Quap. That's it. Jump and move around Wax Prince Charles for 30 minutes at a party. This is it. This is the entire game. Walk around, try not to get hit. You get so stupid drunk that any hits with your finger or a toe, or like, you know, a splash of water, who knows? You tip over and you fall, and that's it. Next game, we have WikiArena. Wikipedia has a video game. It's fine. It's fine. Compared to Wikipedia articles and select which article has a larger word count or most views in the past 60 days. It's a game you throw on for a trivia night you did not prepare for at all. And I'm unsure if Podunk, Pittsburgh, USA is the target region here, because there are a lot of articles that are skewing more towards, I don't know, across the pond, or those countries that would be considered states here. And next up, we have Mile High Taxi. It's Fifth Element Crazy Taxi. That's pretty much it. There's flying taxis and crazy billboards, and it's Crazy Taxi. Exactly what you think it is. Taxi up and down a city using your flying car. When it's not, hard locking in the training area or getting stuck in the environment, it's exactly what it is. The added out-of-mind billboard advertisements are a welcome, and I would say it's worth a gander. Just give it a shot and take a look at the visual nonsense that's just on screen. It's part of the charm. Last one up in the gimmick tier is Classic Sport Driving. It's an old-fashioned arcade racer. You versus the clock. Long stretch of road obscured by hills. If you ever just, want to drive down Appalachia, a region full of mountains and hills, this is your game. And that's about does it for the gimmick tier. We're going to go on to the solid tier. These are more fully formed games that I would consider probably average to fine to maybe good. Has some potential down the line. I just don't see it right now. So I will not be highlighting those particular games so much. But the ones I will heavily feature are the buried treasure tier, quality genre entry, or just, a unique nostalgia bait is one I would probably fit in here. About 7 demos made this list, so without further ado, let's start with game number 1. Nine Years of Shadows. It's a Metroidvania putting the Metroid in the Vania. Okay, look, it's a beautifully animated one of these with an eye patch lady bent on revenge in a castle-like structure with a halberd. This should have been in my crash tier because it is the I wish I played this for more than 10 minutes instead of crashing at the boss stage because it looks so damn cool tier. So, here's some clips from the trailer. Go demo it and I hope it doesn't crash on you. So keep it on your radar for sure. Up next, we've got Soulstone Survivors. The true walking simulator genre, popularized by Vampire Survivor, pops its head with a more, I would say, modern take. You still have several characters of varying abilities, different maps, and also auto attack. Big difference is the deeper post-death progression, aiming reticle for certain auto attacks, and far more abilities. Oh, the chaos, the damage circles, and isometric mid-raid look found in MMOs is ever so present in Soulstone Survivors. So please give that a shot and try not to lose many hours to it. You'll get sucked in. Hey, look at that! It's WaveTale! The smooth movement of floating and skiing on the ocean wins you over as you scan the distance for small islands to restore your oceanic region. On the difficulty scale between breeze and storm, WaveTale plays as you would expect it to be, a warm breeze. Did you forget that this is out now because it was Stadia exclusive? That's okay, no one remembers Stadia. The biggest joy comes from just going on the ocean and flying around, going under the water a little bit and hiking it back up. Probably the biggest joy is just skiing around. The combat kind of leaves you kind of wanting more, but really this is more about exploration, the movements, just the freedom, and again, just skiing across that ocean. Hey, would you look at that? We found some nostalgia baits. It's Double Shake! It's the early 3D on 2D platforming experience unique to, what do you know, Tomba 2. Shake and toss almost anything and anyone and complete various quests for the Islanders. I really did not expect this to be Tomba 2 when looking at this like late 90s style platformer. It's a pleasant enough throwback game to provide some pink shorts, clunky void in your heart, if that's what you're looking for in your life. Okay, I've only ever played the demo to Tomba 1. I've never played Tomba 2. Next game up, we've got, oh boy, Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. I'm saying these words like I've never seen them before. Regardless, shoulder button attacks, dodge rolls, stamina. You bet we have another Soulsborne game. And I gotta say, this game would not exist without God of War going full Ragnarok and Soulsborne. At its core, it is value brand God of War 2018 action RPG, and I do mean that as a compliment. It at least feels competent enough to make that comparison without it being the actual thing. So on one level, I do admire the attempt to make a throw at it.
Damn it. I can't keep going until I beat.
Up next, we have Rhythm Quest, a side-scrolling runner game with great music only needing 2 buttons. Get a gander, listen in for a second. Sure, it's a dime a dozen genre for a good reason. It's quick and quality. See? You already learned what to do. Check it out. Did I mention this genre's dime a dozen? Well, what if we make it 3D? Guess what? That's what Rhythm Sprout does. Look at this. It's a responsive and thoughtful score attack note highway game you'll want an earful of. The core of this game is 3 button keys as you hop along the Veggie Knight toward combating attackers. Now, dodging attacks is your means of avoiding taking damage, and this fail state is fairly forgiving. Despite the efforts to attune my responsive time, Rhythm Sprout sits as another game I wish I could play competently. When it clicks, joy is a state of being. And finally, we have the Gem tier, which I would qualify as must-play, potential zeitgeist games. Now, 4 demos made this list, so let's start with game number 1. Togges, it's a puzzle platformer. There's more puzzle than platformer. Okay, it's a game about connecting and stacking cubes to reach across bodies of water, mud, rotating terrain, spikes, and I'm sure a bevy of other surface obstacles. You'll dump dozens, if not hundreds, in the effort to obtain the level objectives of fruits. As it appears, each level has a section off area where you can collect letters to make the game's namesake of, I'm not even going to say it out loud again because I already embarrassed myself enough, 4 additional collectibles. Eventually you'll have different types of cubes to select and stack of varying stack heights, powers, and basic cube costs. Collecting the collectible fruit creates a checkpoint, so all your ridiculous cubing efforts earlier to progress can be sucked back in to recoup those cubes spent, recouped. There we go, that's the right word. And even if you're recouping, even if it is backtracking, sucking up unneeded cubes is more of my own compulsiveness to bank them than, well, needed. The benefit is the movement of our little disc being doesn't pose as an issue. You can zip to the end of the level because you're not chained to connecting your cubes. However, with so many puzzles in a level, you don't want to leave once Togges opens up. The vast levels present new hurdle after new hurdle. As far as platformers go, Togges, the sense of discovery, the little hints of satisfaction from puzzle solving, makes this platformer an easy got to try. Okay, I'm done saying weird names. Our next game is Potionomics? Potionomics, there we go, that's an easier one. An airy shopkeep game about crafting and haggling the price of potions by way of, deck building, because that's very popular nowadays. Now I gotta say, the art style and animation do a fine job bringing life to characters. The deck building crossed with more slice of life, kind of shopkeep anime kind of style. It really doesn't end there. You can visit locals and develop relationships and gain unique cards to assist in your haggling. There's a level of challenge here that sets Potionomics ahead of the visual novel genre. You need to map out when you want to visit a local, otherwise you lose a portion of your time for your day. So planning your actions actually matters. Okay, home stretch. We got another 2 coming. And we're going to keep it kind of light with Storyteller. Now, this may not seem much, but it is an interesting puzzle game where you drop characters and settings in various sequences to tell stories in order, out of order, or just wildly out of nowhere. Storyteller is a game you need to experience. Once you finish the basic objectives in Chapter 1, the real fun starts with the Jester objectives. The old trick the queen by scaring her into marriage with a gator suit, well, turn it on its head. We have my final gem from October 2022 Steam Next Fest. It is a tower defense game by the name of Tower Escape. Beyond the chip art and tower defense look, Tower Escape goes further and adapts the genre by looking to the past. You line up monsters of varying effects, collect gold for the shop, snatch keys for the exits, and chart the path of least resistance by viewing the damage cones of each defender. Best of all, you can direct the path of your minions by laying track. It's exactly like Snake, only you can overlap yourself and cause frustrating chaos for yourself, or it'll be preferable if you just reset the level and just go on from there. Each little minion or demon or however you want to put it, there's vampire, all sort of like demonic entities are there for the picking, where you can buy them from the shop, and it is an absolute delight to play and enjoy. I did not realize how far I've engaged myself with this game until basically I was forced out after about an hour. The ability to chart your own path and line up your demons in any way you want, depending upon what sort of setup you have on the map, and seeing what you really need from a run. Do you need a bunch of keys to get to the next room? Do you need to gather a bunch of gold because you ran out because you bought all the minions in your stack? It really gives this open-ended feel where it's more about how you want to set up. The objective is simple enough, it's just more a matter about how you get there. That much depth when it comes to, bring out those emergent storytelling aspects. It gives you just enough leash where you can have a lot of agency on how you want to complete a level. There's no set design path where you need to go through. It is fairly open-ended enough so you can fit in however you want, whatever playstyle. Well, there you have it. So I went ahead and put the link to each of these games' Steam pages, so you can go ahead and wishlist them. Give those a try, why don't you? I think they still have demos out. I think it exceeds the period because it happened a couple times, but I'm not gonna let you stop you. Just give it a shot. Anyway, thank you for staying, thank you for indulging, and I'll see you next fest. Yeah, that makes sense. Next fest. Just like New Super Mario Brothers, which was well over 10 years ago. Please like the video. Anyway, enjoy this montage. Togges. Togges, Potionomics. Oh, I messed it up again. Oh, wow, that was great. Potionomics. I hope they all succeed. I hope they go crazy. That way I can reflect positively on me, and I can be, I don't know, a Nestor Breach Miss, or Nestor Bobby, or Nestor Robertus. I'm just gonna end it here.